Hi there, I'm Melinda Lagos, Editor-in-Chief of Counselor Magazine. Here today with Andy Cohen, Editor of Counselor Magazine. And we are kicking off a new series this week called Ask Andy.
That's me.
And readers are writing in, asking Andy their most pressing business questions. And Andy will be answering them throughout the next several weeks. And some of his answers will also be featured in the July State of the Industry issue. So Andy, we have this week Helen writing in from Omaha, Nebraska.
Bring it on.
Helen has a cash flow problem.
Oh.
Dear Andy, I'm having a bit of a cash flow problem, and I want to start asking clients to pay at least some money up front. But I'm nervous about offending anyone. What do I do? Now, should Helen be nervous, and what should she do?
Well, it's a common problem, and our State of the Industry research really bears that out. The number that we use to measure how quickly clients pay and how quickly distributors pay suppliers is called days sales outstanding, and it's the amount of days that a company waits before somebody pays their invoice.
So is that going up or down?
Well, it stayed the same for distributors. It was average of 34 days between when they send an invoice and when a client actually pays them. It stayed the same from 2006 to 2007. Here's where the problem lies for distributors and for suppliers. It's going up on the supplier side. Last year, in 2006 rather, suppliers said that they waited an average of 39 days before distributors paid them. In 2007, that number went up to 42 days. So I think that this distributor, Helen in Nebraska, is having an extremely common problem in their cash flow because they're waiting a little bit longer before they're paying their bills to suppliers.
Right.
So there's obviously an issue there of how distributors are tackling that problem. In the story that we're offering in the State of the Industry issue, we talk about how to get 50% of your bill paid up front from clients. And there's some great tips in there on really how to do it. And the first,
you've never done it before.
The first one is to ask. It's really the main crux of the advice that our experts and other distributors give. Too many distributors simply don't ask their clients because they're afraid. They don't want to offend. They want to make sure that they get the business, and maybe somebody else they fear is lowballing and might take the business away if they ask for those types of things.
Okay.
But asking is like the number one issue, and so many people don't do it. But we show some examples of really how people ask, and clients are in many cases more than willing to do it.
Okay. Other tips?
A couple other things is to put it in writing. Put all of on all of your invoices, all of your communications. Say that you're expecting 50% up front. That's what we say could be a good target number. If you're more comfortable with 25%, whatever it might be, but get some upfront money, so that you can pay your supplier bills on time, and you don't have this kind of cash flow problem that many distributors have in the way.
Make it standard in your contract.
You're going to have to front much more money than you might have, and that's where the cash flow problems come because you're paying your bills before clients might be paying you. So you need some of that money up front. Put it in writing and tell clients before they sign on the dotted line that you're expecting X percentage up front of a deal.
And one last tip?
Make it policy so that all of your employees and anybody who works for your company knows that you're expecting a certain percentage of client invoices paid up front. It's the culture of your company. That's, put it in any communication to your employees. Make sure all your salespeople know that X percentage of invoices have to come in up front, or you're not accepting the deal. You have to be willing to walk away from some business so that you don't end up in this cash flow problem that our reader wrote in about.
Sure. That's great advice, Andy. Hope that helps Helen. And if you'd like to ask Andy a question, simply send an email to the email address listed at the end of this video. Thanks very much. You're watching ASI TV.